Hey guys, how's it going? It's Josh Lloyd here. It's got a bunch of injury news that just dropped. Shea out again on Tuesday. LeBron out Tuesday. D'Angelo Russell doubtful. Houston, some positive news. Jason Tate's out. Kevin Porter is officially questionable. And Jalen Green is not on the injury report. Darren Fox just appeared as questionable as well. So much stuff going on. How is everybody? Did you guys make the playoffs? I hope you did. Is your playoff started? Mine has. And I'm ready to go for today's action. So I'm excited for that. Bunch of injuries just dropped there. Colin Sexton out for the next week as well. For those of you who care, Nerlens Noel. I said he wasn't going to play again for the Pistons in my injury show earlier today, and about an hour later he got bought out. So there you go. Where are you going, Obi? You all right? See ya. That's probably going back to bed. All right, how is everyone going? We're good. We're back for a pregame show. PJ Washington's out today. James L. Edwards of The Athletic is guessing the Pistons starting lineup today is going to be, hold on to your dicks, Hayes, Burks, Diallo, Livers, and Wiseman. Oh, man, that's disgusting. All right, let's talk about who is actually in and out today. Cody Martin's out. Obviously, PJ Washington's out. Bojan Bogdanovic is out. Jalen Duren is out. Jaden Ivey is out. Isaiah Stewart is out. Tyler Hero is playing for the Heat. Kyle Lowry is out. Kevin Love is playing. Jaylen Brown is out. Larry Nance is out. John Isaac is out. And that's the injury news. I don't think we're actually waiting on any real statuses today. I think, there's no questionables or anything left. The Sixers are starting Tucker, Harris, Embiid, Melton, and Harden. The same starting lineup that they always do. Wait, we've got 3 starting lineups, Doc Rivers says. That bloke lies all the time. Let's do Dribble game. Get in with a bit of fun. I've been playing Larry Bird too, which has been pretty fun as well. Trae Young and Chauncey. Jesus Christ, that's Vince Carter, yeah? It has to be. So Vince didn't play with Chauncey. So who played with Chauncey that would have played with Trae Young? Gallinari? Yeah, but it was Gallinari, wasn't it? But Gallinari didn't play with Vince. So who played with Vince that played with Chauncey? Melo? No, Melo never played with Chauncey, did he? He was traded for Chauncey. So who played with Vince that played with Chauncey? T-Mac? No, when would he have played with Chauncey? I screwed it up. The answer's Gallinari. Who is this one? Who's a teammate of Vince Carter that would have played with Chauncey Billups? Jason Terry? No. So Chauncey Billups, Tyson Chandler? I'm just going with Mavericks guys now. Tyson Chandler. I'm not going to get this. Tyson Chandler to Chauncey Billups. Who's the connection? David West? Did he play with him? Pager? No, he didn't play with Billups. Pistons. Man. Darko? Who is this? Darko? No, he didn't play with Chandler. Who? Billups. Iverson? Nah. All right. Who's the answer? It was Gallinari. I knew it. As soon as I knew it. I knew it was Gallinari. Anyway, this question here. What reports do I have on Steven Adams? You're seeing conflicting info. It sounds like he's going to return at some point in the upcoming road trip. He's doing some 5-on-5 practices, so probably not available next game. Maybe 2 or 3 games away. That was a disaster of a dribble game. Let's bring the lineup screen across. What do we know so far? The Heat are starting Vincent, Hero, Butler, Love, Adebayo. The Sixers are going Harden, Melton, Harris, Tucker, and Embiid. And the Celtics are going Smart, White, Tatum, Horford, Williams. That's what we know so far. Some ugly stuff happening. Oh my God, the Pistons are starting Rodney McGruder. They're starting Killian Hayes, Alec Burks, Rodney McGruder, Isaiah Livers, and James Wiseman. The Magic are starting Fultz Harris, Wagner, Banchero, Carter. The Hornets are starting Ball, Rozier, Haywood, Thor, and Mark Williams. So that's all of that. Rodney McGruder, for fuck's sake. McGruder starting over Diallo. Okay. So waiting on the Knicks. That'll be the same lineup. And I'm guessing the Pelicans will be the same. Have we got a really early finish today? We do. Super early. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Very early finish today. All right. Good for us. Bagley isn't starting over Wiseman. Wiseman is starting. Oh, sorry, you're asking about Wiseman or Bagley as a stream. I do prefer Bagley as a stream over Wiseman, but I think it's just going to be a mess. Do I think Richardson starting over Murphy is making the Pels better? No, I don't. Not at all. But it's only been like 2 games, but they haven't been good in those games. It doesn't make it. There's a lot. It doesn't make any sense to me. Would I risk getting Cat in a trade, or do you think he may not return for playoffs? I wouldn't risk getting him. I don't know when he's going to be back. It's just too much of a risk for me to do that. It wouldn't be for me. I'm not a big trader though. Yeah, I'm not a big trader. But I wouldn't want to take that risk. So many like crazy things happening here. Injury-wise. You know, LeBron's out tomorrow. Sexton's out for a week. Jason Tate's out tomorrow. Whew. So much going on. Windy says, good luck in my 30-deep playoff matchup. Yeah, I think I should win. What's frustrating in that is they go by divisions. Like, Matt Smith's in the opposite division to me, and I had a better record than him, but he got a 2 seed in a first week bye, and I ended up in the 4 slot because my division was stronger, which is frustrating. But anyway, that's fine. I should get the win and make it through next week. Why is Willie H the most added player? Because Larry Nance is out. Any news on Shate? He's just out tomorrow. That's all we know. We haven't heard anything else. Okay. Do we drop the man on the street? I don't think so. Like, he's out. He's missing tomorrow, Jordan Clarkson. I don't think we drop him based that. It's safe to roster Chris Dunn in a weekly league. No guarantee he signs another 10-day. I am pretty sure he will sign another 10-day with the injury to Sexton. So I think, yes, it's relatively safe. What's my 30 deep team looking like? I'll tell you what my roster is. So obviously it's 30 teams. My roster is... This is who I'm starting this week. Cole Anthony, James Harden, Patrick Beverley, Trey Murphy, Jabari Smith, Jordan Nwora, Miles Turner, and Charles Bassey. My bench is Javon Carter, Bryce McGowan, Rui Hachimura, and Cody Zeller. And I've got Trey Jones in injured reserve. That's my 30 deep team. Josh, what is the most helpful way to support you if I can only do one? Basketball Monster membership or buying something? No, Basketball Monster membership is more helpful because it's helpful to all of us. Like, it's not necessarily more helpful to me, but you actually get something out of it that helps you in fantasy versus, like, you can buy stuff off my links or off Cameo or whatever, but becoming a member of Basketball Monster helps me, but also helps you a lot as well. I hope it does. Who would I drop in a points league? Rob Williams, Mark Williams, Walker Kessler. Yeah, look, it's hard to know without knowing the scoring and how those guys look, but I would say it probably is Rob Williams out of that trio. Good to see all the racists getting involved today for some reason. Did I make the Locked On Fantasy Basketball playoffs? In the points league, I didn't. In the category league, I did. And I feel like I've got a pretty good chance of winning that matchup, but we'll see. Do I rate Thibault as a hold for playoffs, given that his value is only limited to a few categories? Well, that's the thing, isn't it, Vincent? Yeah, sure. If you need steals, then he is great value. If you don't, then what the hell is no point. So is he a hold? Sure, for some people. But don't hold him going, well, maybe he'll start scoring or maybe he'll start getting rebounds and assists. Like, if you need steals, his value is going to be pretty consistent all the way through. But if you don't, then there's nothing that he does for you. Like, nothing changes there. He's still very much, dependent on that stats you need. Out of position blocks and steals. Is Vassell still slated to return this week? Yes, we haven't heard anything to suggest that he won't be. They said March 2nd. That's this week. And we're hopeful that's going to happen. How's my All-Star week? Did I do anything epic? No, man, I just rested. Just rode my bike. Actually, yeah, it's a Peloton. It's not like a road bike. I rode my Peloton, slept in, played 2K. That's about it. Just rested. Suggs or Billy today? That's a good question. It's probably Billy, to be honest. He can rack up points and rebounds, which is really strong. Really strong for a points league. Is Wiggins a drop in a 12-team category playoff start this week? Yeah, I'm really worried that he's not going to play this week, and his value had been so up and down anyway, and I think when he comes back, there's a big risk he's going to be rusty. I don't have any problem with dropping him. Alexander says, Murray is questionable tomorrow. That's Jamal Murray. Do I sit him in a 14-team weekly league? Who do I start instead? Bagley, Neesmith, or Trey Murphy? Given your other options there, God, they're rough. I think I would roll the dice on Jamal Murray, honestly. It is risky for sure, right? But those guys are not particularly strong. Oh, I wouldn't do Neesmith for sure. You know what? No, you know what? As crazy as this sounds, the potential of Murray sitting and the fact that Stewart and Bagley and that are all out, I might actually just start. No, it's not Bagley. Stewart and Duran are out. I might actually start Bagley there. Yeah, it's rough, isn't it? What's my Peloton username? No, it's not something funny. It's literally just Josh Lloyd 48. That's it. You'll find me on there. My fitness is bad, but it is improving. We're improving slowly. Would I hold Pig Williams for the back-to-back 12-team in a category league? Yeah, the back-to-back's useful for him, obviously, but I'm not having a huge amount of confidence in it. But I would hold him. Yeah. Is there an update on Cat's return? Everyone's asking this. No, there's no update. We have no idea. I just did a whole injury show. We talked about it in that as well. Will he be on a minutes restriction? 100%. He will be on a minutes restriction and he will sit all back-to-backs. He will be very limited when he returns. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are we getting close to Tari end of season? Well, with Tate out tomorrow, that makes it interesting. But again, they still have... Like yesterday was weird the way they ran things, limiting Şengün and playing a little bit more of Eason. But now that Green's returning and Porter might return, I still don't know that he plays a lot. Because it just might be Green, Porter, Smith, Şengün, Martin. And Eason still plays 20 minutes. So, yes, but I also think that if we have to say the likelihood of it is that he's just not going to play. Like, he's just not going to play big minutes. That would be the most likely scenario. Does LeBron's injury give any boost to Vanderbilt, or are they unrelated? I don't really think it changes much. LeBron is LeBron, right? Vanderbilt's not going to become a passing, big usage player because LeBron is out. What it does do is it probably helps someone like Rui Hachimura, who I'd imagine would start and get more usage. It helps Dennis Schroeder getting more usage and getting more assist opportunities. Probably helps Austin Reeves more. Maybe it gives an extra minute or two to Vanderbilt, but it doesn't change his overall game, I don't think. What are my thoughts on Silas's comments on Şengün last night? Ridiculous. I thought what he was doing, the stuff that Silas is a dreadful coach. Like, he never once benches Jalen Green for being a bad defender, which he is. He never once benches Jabari Smith because the guy shoots 30%. Like, this never happens. It's always Şengün. I don't know why that is. The Willie Cauley-Stein signing is frustrating. Will they go back to him because he's a vertical lob threat? I don't understand the mentality of that team whatsoever. I'm not dropping Şengün pretty obviously, but I'm a little worried about what they're going to do here down the stretch. It is frustrating. Is Oshai or Dunn a pickup with Sexton out this week? Oshai is a dreadful fantasy player. He's got bad fantasy skill set, bad fantasy profile. Dunn's the opposite. He's not necessarily a good on-court player, but he's got a great fantasy skill set. I'd much rather Dunn over Oshai. Would I rather hold Cam Johnson or Michael Porter Jr., back Brunson? These are both top 100 players. Why are we making this decision? You got to give more context to that, because otherwise I look at it and go, you've got to have someone worse. You're misvaluing them, I think. I'm going against Durant this week. Should you be afraid? Will he be limited? Yes, he will, but I don't think it's going to be a huge limitation, but he will be limited. Who do I have higher in Dynasty Leagues at this point? Ivy or Kessler? I have Kessler significantly higher. How many minutes do you think Kevin Love will play given his prior injury? I think it looks like they're trying to give him 26 to 28. I think he'll probably get around that mark. Honest question. Who is Slow-Mo and Spider? Slow-Mo is Kyle Anderson and Spider is Donovan Mitchell. Do I like any other bands apart from Pearl Jam? Yeah, I like heaps of bands. Lagwagon, Metallica, heaps, Bad Religion. I don't listen to much music anymore because I'm old, but yeah, I like heaps of bands. Haven't seen the White Espresso Cup much this year. It was a classic. Bench the Espresso. Yeah, I'm doing more long blacks now. Double shot long blacks. That's what my coffee cup here is for. But that's finished. Is KP out tomorrow? Porzingis is doubtful tomorrow. So I assume he's going to be out. Are we seeing the start of Keegan Murray's season? I don't know. We've seen a few flashes from him. He looks a little bit better. I'm not ready to fully say, yeah, he's evolved and he's this guy now. Last game was really strong, but it was against the Thunder. And they could play the Thunder next game as well. But it's looking better, but I'm not ready to say that yet. Would I rather have 4 games of Pig Williams or 3 of Olynyk? I'd rather have 3 of Olynyk. Who does better in a points league tonight, Mark Williams or Derek White? I'll take Derek White there. I don't know what that is, Gil. I don't know what King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard is. I'm assuming it's some sort of Australian alternative band that I've also never heard of. Did I meet KSI and Logan Paul in Australia? No, I didn't. Why would I do that? Is being old really a reason for not listening to music? I don't know. You tell me. All I know is that when I was younger, I was more into listening to music. Now I much rather listening to podcasts. But is that being old? I don't know. Would I rather keep Jabari or KJ Martin? Do you mean Jabari Smith? They are quite different players. And again, it's always going to be dependent, isn't it? Because KJ Martin's going to hurt your free throws a lot. Jabari's going to hurt your field goals a lot. And you've got to see how that balances your team. That is vitally important at this time of the year. What makes most sense on your team in the fantasy playoffs? Will John Collins be better with a new coach? Honestly, I have no idea. They could very much look at that and go, well, Quinn Snyder played in Utah, coached in Utah, and ran Bojan Bogdanovic as their 4 as a good shooter, and John Collins isn't that. So maybe they actually play DeAndre Hunter more at the 4 or Sadiq Bey more at the 4 to get more stretchy around Clint Capella. Distinctly possible Collins is worse. We just don't know. Or there's no change whatsoever. RuneScape or World of Warcraft? Never played either of them. What's my coffee setup? I like these questions on coffee. What's my coffee setup? I bought last year, middle of the year, I bought a full bean grinding set. So I don't have I used to have an espresso, which is one next to me, but I've got like a full DeLonghi. I get the beans delivered, grind them up, full milk frother, all that sort of stuff. Not that I have milk, I just have straight black. You have less headspace when you're old. Yeah, music, I used to love music a lot. I used to listen to tons of music, but I just don't do it that much anymore. Does Kevin Porter coming back make Houston a better team on the court? Not necessarily, no. Kleber back tomorrow? He's worth a grab. He should start right away. No, he's not back tomorrow. He's officially questionable. So no, he's not back tomorrow. He might be. He should start right away. I'd highly doubt it. He's like 3 months out with a hamstring injury, and he wasn't starting before that. So I would be pretty surprised if he starts straight away. Who is my rookie of the year? It's a good question. The obvious answer is Polo. He's been really good, and I think it is him. Carrying that level of an offensive load, being that adept at drawing free throws, and he's dropped off a lot, right? I think it is him. But if I go, hey, let's go to FanDuel's, welcome, official sponsor of Locked On. Let's go to the FanDuel odds for Rookie of the Year, and I'm going to disagree with them a lot because they've got Polo as the favorite, clearly. And then second, they've got Benedict Mathurin, which to me is crazy. There's no way that he's been the second best rookie. They've got Walker Kessler next, which I agree with. He should be probably second. Then they've got Jaden Ivey after that, which, again, he is definitely not the 4th best rookie. To me, it's Polo, it's Kessler, and it's probably Jalen Williams. And then it's probably Mathurin, Ivey, and Murray, but probably Murray ahead of Mathurin, Murray ahead of Ivey, I would say. And then got Jabari Smith way down the bottom. But yeah, I don't believe that Mathurin should be the clear second favorite. Would I target the Passport Legend if he got dropped, even with Dwayne Casey's antics? Yeah, Passport Legend Jalen Duren, it's really a frustrating situation. Now he's dealing with this ankle injury, the minutes. I don't know. I have been very much in the let's hold and wait and see. But if I'm in the playoffs, I wouldn't risk it. If I'm not in the playoffs, I probably would, just to hold and add and see what they decide to do. But I'll be honest, it's not looking good at all. Is Livers a good stream for today? Points League playoffs with 3 moves. He's not really a great Points League sort of guy. You've got 3 moves left for the week. I think, Moerman, you'd find someone better than Isaiah Livers today. Have I ever used the coffee app Grinder? Yeah, I'm a frequent subscriber on Grinder. Real funny. Real humorous. Valenci's, who's my favorite Australian basketball player? I actually don't care. I know that sounds bad. I'm Australian. I don't care about Australian basketball players. I care about basketball players. I don't look at them and go, oh, they're Australian. Who's my favorite? I actually don't care whatsoever. I don't look at it that way at all. Wiz says, will I ever do an NBA 2K series again? I don't know. Maybe. It was fun to do. I don't know. It would require... part of it is just like getting the setup and getting all the cables and plugs and the PlayStation backing, because I've changed office setup since I did that. And that computer and all that plug stuff went into my son's room, and he does like sometimes game streaming and stuff in there. So it's a pain in the ass to do. So I don't know. Maybe I do enjoy it, but no. Why is the... unlikely. Why is the East Coast more popular than the West Coast? I don't know. I've got no idea. There's obviously more population on this side. The West Coast, there's really like one major city. That's it. And it's just a lot of nothing over on the West Coast. So I don't know why that is. I guess part of it is what when European settlement came here, they settled the East Coast and built up that side. With that, I don't know. I just know that there is, obviously, as you know, a lot more people on the East Coast of Australia. Non-fantasy question. Do you think Eric Gordon or Westbrook is more important to playoff success for the Clippers? Eric Gordon, I think, is more important to playoff success. I don't know how much of a success he will be or how much he contributes to them, but I think he's more important than Westbrook. Is Isaiah Jackson a hold in a 12-team Dynasty League? Yes. In a Dynasty League, yes. Benjamin Taylor says, this is a bad rookie class. I agree. It is. And you hear it all the time. Like, you talk in the off-season, go, man, I don't really like this draft class. People go, man, people say this every year and they get it wrong every year. They actually don't. When people talk about this in general, they mostly get it right. When they say it's a stacked rookie class, it generally is a stacked rookie class. When people say it's a bad rookie class, people will come in and they'll have contributions, but it's not a strong rookie class. The Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball draft class, not a strong draft class. Yeah, those guys were good. Halliburton was good. There's always going to be contributors, but overall, not a strong draft class. This one, not strong. Next year's, super strong. The one after it, not very strong. Now, that could change, but usually when you hear those things, people love to dispute, well, no one ever knows. It's actually garbage. Most of the blanket statements you hear are accurate. Now, when they say that if it's not a good class, this is always going to be contributing players. But it's like, do you have high-end, all-star, multi-all-star, all-NBA guys, or do you have a bunch of seventh men type players? And this year's class is more like a seventh. Now, Chet is the big wild card, what he can do, but this is still not as robust in top-end talent for this draft class. Next year, very different, I think. Have I been watching The Last of Us? No, and I'm embarrassed. I should be. It's on my watch list. I just haven't watched it. Mama Yam, I've got no idea, mate. Like, there's just so much that goes into this. 3 sleepers that will fall in drafts next year, but we'll find 2. I've absolutely no idea. There's just too much to go into it. Is this going to be historically bad fantasy rookie class or about on par with my off-season analysis? It's worse. I thought it would be bad, and we did a whole show on that talking about the average of like top 100 players or whatever it was like 3.7. And like the year before we had 5, so you expected less than that this season. Like, you don't get that many top 100 fantasy players. It's going to be worse because Polo and Jabari Smith are worse than I thought. Like, I had Jaden Ivey nowhere near the top 100. I didn't have Mathurin in the top 100. I think I had Keegan Murray at like 96. He's going to fall below expectations. The surprises are going to be Kessler and the Bronco Jalen Williams, even though I did like those guys. I wasn't sure how quickly they'd get the opportunity, but they got that opportunity. I think it's maybe. Look, I think it's going to be worse, but not that worse because Mark Williams, Duran, Kessler, Jalen Williams have stepped up, but the other guys, Murray and Mathurin and Ivy and Jabari Smith have been pretty disappointing. Light or dark roast? Nearly most of the ones I get, Gil, are medium roasts. I probably prefer it on the light to medium side. So if it's a scale of 5 with 3 as a medium, probably go like a 2.7. That's normally where I go. Have I heard of Top Shot? Yes, I have. I do have some Top Shots, but I don't really get involved in it. Who's more droppable between Hart and Westbrook? It really depends on your team. But Hart's not really pushing up, is he? He's not getting big minutes. They're keeping him in this weird sort of role. Westbrook's role, I think, is going to be up and down as well, a lot, which is frustrating. Who's more droppable? Look, if you've got Westbrook on your team, that means your team is currently built around his deficiencies. So he makes sense on your team, I'm guessing. So it's probably Hart. Top streams for today. Good question. Let's go into that. I probably should go and have a look to see what's happened with news. Anything else dropped here? I can't believe Rodney McGruder is starting, for fuck's sake. Seriously. Rodney McGruder. if Stephen Silas didn't exist, man, there'd be a lot to talk about with Dwayne Casey. Good streams today. Josh Richardson's available in 60% of leagues. That's an excellent stream. Marvin Bagley's a good one. Killian Hayes is a good one. Alec Burks is a good one. Hamadou Diallo is a good one. Bill Hernan Gomez is a good one. Dennis Smith is a good one. That's Isaiah Livers comes after those guys. Then you got Wiseman, Suggs, Kevin Love, Nick Richards, Scooter Magruder. With all the injuries, will Bagley make you regret your hate for him? Free Bagley. I don't hate him. I just don't think he's particularly good. And even for category leagues, he's always proven to never be particularly good. But he's going to have a big opportunity to put up good points and good rebound numbers, and that's going to make him valuable, especially for points leagues if these guys are out. But his inability to pass or shoot or defend is what's always going to keep him from playing big minutes, I think. So he will have an opportunity here to post some pretty good numbers because Stewart's out, Duran's out, and the team's got no direction at all. But he's always going to be a black hole who never shoots, doesn't get steals, not a good shot blocker, and a bad free throw shooter, which is pretty bad for fantasy. Am I a believer in Wembanyama? Yes, I am. Are all the dangerous creatures in North Australia? Yes. It depends how you want to phrase that. There's way more crocodiles up there. There are more snakes probably up there as well. Although the snakes are probably, they tend to be more in bushland type areas. We don't really get snakes. Not that there's not. Sometimes there are snakes here. But most of the snakes are more inland. And the crocodiles, the like jellyfish and that are more up north as well. Are we expecting to get Trey Jones back next game? I honestly don't know. No idea. Playoff strategy question. Would you sacrifice a playoff seed in order to face the best manager in the semifinals with Jokic on a 2-game week as opposed to... Yes, I would do that. Absolutely, I would do that. Will Mikal Bridges be a third rounder in 9-cat next year? It's a good question. I don't think I would take him there. But it's going to depend a lot on what Brooklyn does, right? We'll see what happens down the stretch here with his usage, his assist rate, and his efficiency. He could be that player, but also remember that in the past, his value has always been heavily skewed by no turnovers. And that's part of the reason that he gets skewed in values. David Ross says, I know you've said it before in your waiver wire shows, but can you recap why Jalen Duren is a hold? A few people are telling me he's a drop. What I said he's a hold is if you're not in the playoffs, you just wait and see what shakes out here. But if you are in a do-or-die situation, the guy's injured, they're dicking around with the minutes, move on. He's injured, move on. You can drop him. I still believe this is a top 70 player if he was to play 29 minutes a night. But my confidence in that is eroding, and he's hurt. And if you're in the playoffs, you can't wait for that. You can't wait for Dwayne Casey to come to his senses. You can't wait for Duren to come back. So he can be dropped, but it's all very context and situation dependent, I think. And I reckon we're going to be out of here. Well, another question. Have I ever been to Tasmania? I have not ever been to Tasmania. Do I think of Chris Finch's coaching? I think it's good. I think he, like most coaches, there are areas that he can get better. I don't think that he is really necessarily the big problem with the Wolves. He's made some errors. Everyone does. I do. Coaches do. Everyone does. GMs do. I think in general he's a pretty good coach, though. Yeah, I'd say in general he's a pretty good coach. All right, we are getting ready to get out of here. In fact, we will still get out. We'll get out of here right now. Thanks, guys. Hit thumbs up on the way out, and I will see you guys for the recap show later today. Won't be that long because it's a short day. I'll see you guys later.